Hi, I'm James, the CMO of Doc Dean's Pools, and welcome back to the Doc Dean's Pools chemistry testing series. In this episode, we're going to be showing you how we test to find your salt levels in your swimming pool. If you want to learn more about salt chlorination, you can feel free to click in the button in the top right-hand corner or in the link in the video description below, and we'll talk about the benefits of salt chlorination there and just why you should be having a salt chlorinator. Now, every great test starts with taking a great sample of water. We use the Taylor Technologies full array test kit here, and one of the most important pieces of kit in this is the comparator right here. Now, there are variants of this kit that do have a salt testing component. We often don't use that. We usually use a external salt test strip, and in order to do that, we're going to need to fill up this large vial with water. So in order to get the most accurate sample with this comparator, what we're going to have to do is invert the comparator so the opening is on the bottom. You're going to submerge it about 18 inches underwater, or just about to your elbow, and then you're going to flick it back up. It's going to empty the bubbles out, pick it back up, and then you have a nice full vial. And this is how we're going to do all of our testing, regardless of how much water we need in the comparator. Now that you know how to collect a great water sample, let's move inside and I'll show you how to test for your pool's salt level. Alright, so testing for salt in the swimming pool. It's one of the few times that we actually rarely use the Taylor test kit. Now, Taylor does have a testing method where they can find the amount of salt, but we don't actually use that because it can be a little bit time consuming for us. We have two methods that we commonly use which are a little bit faster. We have these electronic salt testers, which are fantastic but are not my favorite purely because they can fall out of calibration, and when they fall out of calibration you can have all kinds of issues. What I much prefer are these salt test strips right here. I'm going to show you just how to use them. You're going to take a comparator full of water, the same one that you use for pH, and you're going to get that between 10 and 25 milliliters of water. Next, what you're going to do, you're going to take the salt test strip right here. Now, with dry hands, it's important that your hands are dry for these things, because if they get wet, you ruin all of them. You're going to take one of these strips out, and you'll notice that the strip has a yellow piece of string at the very top. That's important. That's your indicator of when the test is done. So all you're going to do is take this, place it into the comparator, and you're going to sit and wait for just a couple of minutes while the test goes on. If you've got other things to do at the pool while you're there, maybe you need to brush it down, maybe you need to net something out, or maybe you're just gonna go empty the baskets or something, this is a great thing to have going while you go and do that. Now, it is entirely possible, if you have a system like a Hayward salt system, that you can find a live reading of your pool's salt level by going into the diagnostics menu. However, we do find that, again, much like with these electronic testers here, they don't necessarily fall out of calibration, but they can have inaccuracies due to things like scale and calcium buildup. This has got no other outside factors other than what is the salt level. They're very reliable and accurate. So what I'm watching for right now is that yellow string at the top. You can tell the test is done when it starts turning purple, and you can remove it from the water once that string has fully turned purple, which I think it has actually just done. Yep, there we go. So you can see here, I'll show you this test. That level has gone all the way, focus. So that string has now turned purple, and I can tell you exactly what the reading of the salt is. If I go up here, there's a little peak or a valley that corresponds to a number, and then once we get to that, I can tell you what this is. The number on this one is actually sitting at about... Now, unfortunately, this one's off the chart because I didn't have a salt water pool to test with me. I just put a little bit of salt in this comparator here, and it's managed to send the comparator off the table. But what you're going to look for is on each of these numbers, it'll be a ridge, and it'll be a difference between a dark brown and a kind of yellow color. The peak of that is where the salt level is, and you compare it to the chart on the back here. When it comes to whatever salt level you're looking for between 3,000 and 3,500 parts per million on the majority of salt chlorinators. There are a few that can go up to 4,500, 5,500, but for the most part you want to have no less than 3,000, and 3,500 is a safe point to be at on the top, unless it is a system that, again, you know you can take beyond 3,500 parts per million. Thank you for watching this video. If you need more information on how to adjust pool chemistry, I have links in the video description to all of the videos where we cover pool chemistry adjustment. If you have any questions, please leave them in a comment below, or you can message us on Instagram, Facebook, or notify our office for any help. Thank you guys for watching. I'm James with Doc Dean's Pools, and I'll catch you in the next one.